Yo. It's your boy Boss. And man, today is a good day, baby. We gonna go deep today. It's important. Because you know, people that been rocking with Boss Cowboy Sports for some time, y'all know my fights. Because my fights are y'all fights, right? Because those who've been kind of watching for a while know we've been fighting for ideas that's gonna move us closer to 6. So obviously today is exponentially important because one of my big to-do list items and biggest risk was exposed. And the guy I've been rooting for is winning. And that is Mike McCarthy versus Kellen Moore. Identity versus no identity. Green pasture offense. And we gonna be freestyling. Yeah. What you talking about green pasture offense? We gonna talk about that. Because this has been Boss Cowboys' biggest offseason issue. Linebacker was number 2. When I was saying we needed a linebacker as our number 1 offseason need, that was just for personnel. To win a championship, we needed this move. So I'm being clear. We needed this move. So y'all just chill out. I'll be back. Let's go, man. This the one, baby. This the one. Alright, y'all come on in. Have a seat. Yeah, y'all come on in, have a seat. It's your boy Boss, man. Let's go. It's your boy Boss. Let's go. That ain't Boss, but this Boss. What's up, everybody, man? Welcome to Boss Cowboy Sports, man. And obviously today is a real big day, a huge day. We moved a little bit forward today in our quest to win 6. This is the biggest day, I promise you. Everybody should be clapping it up right now if you've been peeping game, because somebody is winning. Somebody is winning. Somebody is winning the battle that we needed to win. Yeah. Somebody is winning. So, I mean, everybody should be happy right now, for real. Everybody. It should be pandemonium if you paying attention. Not quite, but a whole, man, there's a lot of reasons we should be shouting right now. Man, we should be just excited. Yeah, man, because Mike McCarthy is once again trying to get his balls back. And I think he did it the right way. I think he did it smart. I think he did it corporate America. It was wise. He didn't toss over any tables. He sat back and basically let Kellen Moore destroy himself. And that was the way to do it. And so we gonna make the case. I brought it up a little bit on the final word, but I'm gonna go heavy into it today. How we are going from a no identity offense to an identity offense. At least Mike McCarthy is trying. Now I am gonna give us a fair warning. We do gotta stay diligent though. We can't take our eye off the prize. We can't take our eye off the ball. This is a show that it's gonna be an underrated show. It likely is. A whole lot of people not paying attention, and they should be paying attention, because this is the biggest issue of the season. What I'm talking about. This is the biggest issue of the entire season. And you know, so I'm gonna go through the history of it. But the main thing that I'm gonna say is we cannot ease up. Yeah, let's celebrate. Let's be happy. Be happy. I mean that too. Celebrate. Clap it up. Clap it up. For real. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But this war is not over. Okay? This war is not over. And the problem is also with this war is most people don't even see it. Most people don't understand it. But it's important that we understand this. And if we understand this, we can continue to sound the alarm and do our part. Or just do the best we can to warn. All right? And then Daisy, she say, "Hey, boss. How are you? Love the content." I'm doing good, Daisy. Always good to see you. So real quick, first, I'm gonna go through the history a little bit. Then we go get to the nitty gritty. We go get to the nitty gritty of what's going on. All right. And before I do that, let me set up my comments. Because this is very important. This is more important than anything. And I'm going to say this before I get into the meat of it. We got to be very careful how we label Kellen Moore. We do. And I'm going to make that case today because Kellen Moore is not in his bag. Kellen Moore has not evolved. Kellen Moore was made to lie down in green pastures. He was forced to. So I don't give credit to people that was forced to do what they needed to do. Just think about that. Think about that. If I gotta go in there and whoop you to get you to clean up your room, I'm not gonna thank you for cleaning up your room. I'm not. I'm gonna let you sit and marinate on that whooping for the next time. I'm not gonna, "Oh man, thank you. You did such a good job cleaning up your room." No, I had to whoop you to do it because I came in and I warned you over and over to clean up your room. So when I had to come in here and whoop your butt, I'm not gonna be like, "Thank you. He's doing a good job." No, he's not. He was made to do it. So he don't deserve no credit because he really didn't want to do it. And I'm gonna show all that today. I'm gonna show all that today because see, this is also the other reason we got to be very careful of giving too much praise to Kellen Moore. because Kellen Moore is already a favored son. He's already, you got to give Mike McCarthy all the credit, because it was Mike McCarthy who put his nuts on the line going against Kellen Moore and Stephen Jones. Yes, Kellen Moore is pass happy. Yeah. So he's not in his bag. And see, this is, I ain't gonna get ahead of myself, but I just wanted to say that too, because I mentioned this yesterday, so I'm gonna talk about it a little bit. One of my favorite scriptures is in Psalms. He said, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures." And see, I said this yesterday, I'm gonna say it again. I think about that sometimes. That sometimes the Lord, he literally gotta make us lay down in good places because we hard-headed. And then when we look up, it's green. We look up, and see, you gotta understand, he was making an analogy as being a person that's like a sheep. So when you're a shepherd, and he talking about the Lord is my shepherd and I'm the sheep, when I'm stubborn, he make me, my shepherd, get down, sit down right there. My shepherd says, it's green, stop. You are in a good place, stop. That's what's going on. Sometimes the Lord got to do us like that. You know what I mean? And this is how it happens in our life. We'll be going in a direction in our life. We'll be making bad turns. We'll be doing all kind of stuff. But it'll all come together, and we'll look up and we'll be where we're supposed to be in life. And all of our experiences come together at the right moment. Yes, the book of Psalms. Yeah, it's the book of Psalms, one of my favorite books. And we look up and we're in the right place. And it's like, this is why you had me do this. I'm going to give y'all another scripture example. People don't really know about the book of Abraham. In the book of Abraham, one of the funnest things that happened is when he got to the land of Israel, the place that he was promised when he left his father's house. When he saw it, he didn't even like it. He didn't even like it because Lot, who was with him at first, he told him, go to that. He allowed Lot to go to the place that was green. Why was green important? Because when you got cattle and livestock, the more that they eat off the land, the richer they are, the more their meat has value and their wool and everything at the bottom. So livestock depends on green. So when we talking about lying down in green pastures, what does that got to do with the Dallas Cowboys?
Yoga fire!
I'm going to tell you, green pastures for the Dallas Cowboys is running the ball. Give myself an amen. Give myself an amen. Oh, man. And more importantly, running the ball about 30 times. 30 times is about the sweet spot. That's the sweet spot. And what happened, and that's why I named this, and I had to get a background. I guess like I'm preaching, I guess. I'll preach today. But the green pasture offense is what I'm talking about, running the ball about 30 times. Yeah. And Kellen Moore was made to lie down in that green pasture. So we should celebrate today. I'm serious. We should celebrate because I'm going to show you the confirmation that what I'm saying is true. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to show you confirmation that it's true because this was the biggest issue. All right. Somebody say, breaking news, Cowboys trade for Debo Samuels. See, people try to make a fool out of you. You know what I mean? They'll go to your YouTube channel and they'll try to get you to, like, they be serious too. They'll come on your YouTube channel, try to get you to react like you stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't dealing with a vet or something. Babe, I'm a vet. You know what I'm saying? You can play with somebody else. I'm a vet at this. All right. You know, ain't no one person go see that. All right. And everybody else ain't gonna see that. All right. So what this is what Elizabeth wanted. She wanted me to read the chat and say, really? Did we get Debo? And then she was gonna say, dummy. Nah, no, not here, baby. So take that, go play somewhere else. All right. We serious over here. We talk real football. We don't play games. we talk real football. We don't play games. Go troll somebody else. So anyway, she tried though. Whoever that is, tried. Now you got me messed up. Cowboy fans, we too smart. Go try that in the Philly page or something. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I saw right through it. That also might be my boy Toby with them fake accounts. You know, he like to do that. You know what I'm saying? You know, like, bro, listen, we too smart over here, bro. So try that somewhere else. And then obviously moderators kick that person out. Thank you. Kick them out. All right, we don't have time for you. We get rid of people like you. I don't want your sub. I don't want your like. I don't want nothing. Bye. But anyway, let's talk ball. But I first also want to go through the history, okay, of the work that we put in here on Boss Cowboy Sports. All right. And it's not just about the work, it's more so about how important this is. Because see, it's important because we got to look at what's going on with Mike McCarthy and why it's important that we protect him and free him. So first I'm going to show Big Mike McCarthy and what they was trying to do to him in the offseason. So this is from 5/18. Y'all listen to this. Watch this.
Do you feel like McCarthy's going to be a little bit more involved in the offense, or maybe has he been this offseason, that kind of thing, because there is so much pressure and he's like, all right, I need to get my hands in this thing?
I mean, that's been the discussion, right? Like, that's kind of what Jerry's hinted at. Mike's talked a little bit about that. I will say, I know I brought this up when we were out there at rookie minicamp. He was more actively involved, it looked like, in coaching drills than I've ever seen him before. And was actually out there, it looked like he stopped down a drill at one point and was trying to coach something specific. And I've never seen him do that in 2.5 years that he's been here. So, you know, I think whether he wants to be or not, I think the Cowboys want him to be more involved in it. And I think they want to have some more tangible aspects that they can judge him by. It's like, hey, your job's on the line here, your future's on the line. Let's see what it is you can do.
See, that's real important what he said right there. It's also insulting. So they said, we need to know, what do you do? We need to have something to judge you by. Saying that you delegate is not enough for us. That's number one. But then keep listening.
Let's see what it is you can do. We need you more involved so that we can judge you based off of some of these things. So I think
see, we need you more involved so we can judge you. Because see, they should have been judging Kellen Moore, but who was they pointing at? Him in May. They was pointing at him in May, and Bobby Belt was leaking it. Listen.
It's absolutely possible he's got more involved, and I still think this is ultimately Kellen Moore's offense, but I think that Mike McCarthy will have a bigger hand in it than he has the first 2 years.
Yeah. So that's what was happening in May. And why is that important for us to talk about what was happening in May, and why is that relevant now? See, because that's why Mike McCarthy began to show his philosophy versus Kellen Moore's. That's when he began to leak out the differences between him and Kellen Moore. So this is one of those articles that was sent to me. I'm gonna show you. And Coach Moore sent this to me. All right. And it's by Jack Bauer. And so Jack Bauer was showing in this article, it was about CeeDee Lamb as an upgrade over Amari Cooper. But if you read the B part, what you'll see in the B part of that article is that Mike McCarthy was talking about that he was going to run a West Coast style offense, right? And he was talking about that he wanted CeeDee Lamb to play the Jerry Rice role. which was totally outside of the system that Kellen Moore was running. Because Kellen Moore's system don't have no go-to guys. They don't have no stars. The system is the star. The no identity offense is the star. So that's when Mike McCarthy began to separate himself, and that's why I played that clip so y'all can see that was putting pressure on Mike, basically saying, what do you do? And listen, y'all, I'm gonna go all the way through this. All right, this gonna be a little bit like school. I'm just gonna tell you straight up. So if you like knowledge, sit down. If you want somebody to entertain you, go to somebody else's channel. It's entertaining because the truth is entertaining to me. But see, we gotta know what's going on, because when you know what's going on, you know who to lobby for and you know who to protect. You know who to speak for because you're very aware. So then what happened is more and more began to come out. Okay, Mike McCarthy was separating himself during that whole period. Also, what was going on is a bunch of people, Hall of Famers. I'm not gonna go through all the details and show all their quotes. I've done all that before, but I'm just kind of summing up what happened. There was a whole bunch of people that was speaking out against Kellen Moore, reputable people, but the whole time they was never pointing at Kellen Moore. That's why today is so important. Today is a day of celebration, and I'm dead serious. This is a day of celebration because Mike McCarthy, they was pointing their fingers at him, but the people of common sense was pointing at Kellen Moore. Even Des Bryant came out. He said if Dallas wanted Amari Cooper to have an unbelievable year, he could have it. Too much talent over there to be running a system-based offense. Kellen Dak need to work on pre-check and identifying a one-on-one matchup and start playing chess. Yeah. So it was coming out everywhere, right? And even while that was going on, I want y'all to know that they was still putting pressure on Mike McCarthy because Mike McCarthy was low-key powerless, all right? So check this out. I want y'all to listen to this, and I'm gonna fast forward all the way into the good news, but you got to understand the history and you got to understand what was Mike McCarthy was up against. Because this is real. I'm serious. And see, I said it on the final word, but I also know when you start talking about speculation, you got to prove it. You got to be able to show the tea leaves on this so the people can connect the dots, right? If I just say in a bumper sticker what I know from researching this and keeping up with this, most people, it'll go over their head. That's why I got to slow down and talk this through. But just listen to what they were saying about Mike McCarthy through Bobby Bell. Listen.
Bobby joins us now here on 105.3 The Fan. Bobby, how the heck are you?
Living the dream each and every day, General. How are you?
Doing great. How safe is Mike McCarthy going into this year?
I think that if they fail to get further than they have in the last 26 years or whatever it is, if he is not able to get them past that, which would mean obviously the NFC title game, I'd have a really hard time seeing him come back. So I think there's a threshold, and he's really going to need to meet it in order to stay here for the long term. And I think if he falls short of it, then I think the odds are pretty decent that Dan Quinn would be your next head coach.
Bobby, is that more about maybe Jerry Jones? Do you think Jerry Jones, if expectations are, not met, is it Jerry Jones the one making the call, or Stephen Jones going to say, oh, no, we need to stay the course here and, keep this thing
That was a smooth question to try to figure out his source. That was very smooth to try to get him to say his source publicly.
kind of going? What
Brian Brothers. He tried to get him to tell him who his source of his information. That's funny.
What do you think? Is it Jerry just kind of overriding everybody?
I don't know that it would necessarily have to. In certain circumstances, I don't think he'd have to override people. I think if they come out here and they struggle and they miss the playoffs, I think there'd probably be a lot of uniform thinking on that. Now, if they get to the divisional round and they win a wild card game or something like that, maybe there'd be some resistance and say, hey, we need to look at this another way. But I do think that in that instance, it'd probably be more about Jerry saying, look, we don't have time to fool around with this. I need results that are better than what we've had in the last several years. And I think there's a real belief for a lot of people in that building in Dan Quinn. And so, barring now, obviously, let me put this aside there. There was a lot of belief also heading into the 2019 season in Chris Richard, and that obviously was undone.
Right.
But, barring some sort of catastrophic backslide and tension with players, which Dan Quinn does not have a history of, I think that he's in a really good position to swoop in and take this job if Mike McCarthy doesn't meet expectations.
Bobby Belt.
Both say Bobby clueless. No, Bobby is not clueless. No, Bobby is not clueless. Bobby is on the inside for real. And sometimes what happens with people like Bobby can also be the hitman. Just keeping it real. And sometimes it's designed for him to put out certain information on people. It's just what it is. That's part of the job. When you're an insider, it's not just that you're getting privileged information. They also go to you sometime when they want certain versions of a story out.
With you here. So do you think Sean Payton is the next candidate, or is he in the mix at all in your mind?
I mean, there'd be an outside chance, I think, on Payton, but the odds-on favorite to me would be Quinn. I think that this was about, this past offseason, they paid Dan Quinn, gave him a nice pay raise to make sure that he stayed here and was coaching the defense. And I think it was also an insurance policy of like, hey, we're going to review some things.
All right. Jose. So you say Bobby said that they would cut D-Law, Bobby clueless. All right. They was go cut D-Law, bro. They was go cut D-Law. They didn't want D-Law at that price. So likely at the time when he said they was go cut D-Law, they was dead headed at cutting D-Law. All right. So I just want to let you know that the only reason why D-Law is not cut is because they went in there and they changed up his contract. So that don't mean he clueless. That just mean at that point in time, they was looking at cutting D-Law and dead serious about it. Matter of fact, the two people that they kept bringing up in the offseason as cut candidates was Amari Cooper and Tank. So if Tank didn't take no haircut,
Yoga fire.
Tank would have been gone. Just keeping it real, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I'm just keeping it real with you.
And this may be a job that's open next year. And that's why I think you heard Jerry talking the way he did at Senior Bowl. And those comments, and I know we've talked about this on the station before, those comments honestly have opened things up to where you're likely going to have a distracted locker room every time you lose. So, I mean, even if you go 12-5 this year again, that means that you're spending essentially 5 weeks of the season distracted by questions about your coach's job security. And so that's a tough position to be in. There's going to have to be a lot of strong player leadership this year to weather that. Because even if they're having a successful season, there will be a lot of patches throughout the year where they're having to answer questions about that. But I think that, yeah, Dan Quinn, if Mike McCarthy does enough to keep this job into 2023, that he shows improvement, at that point, I might see Dan Quinn saying, okay, all right, well, we rode this out for another year, but Mike McCarthy's done enough to keep this job, and they're going to roll forward with him, and I'll move on. But I just feel like in 2023, I would think it most likely that it would either be Mike McCarthy or Dan Quinn, and those would kind of be their options next year.
Yep. So now this is why Mike McCarthy, that's what I was saying. So the two narratives that was in the offseason the heaviest, right, is that they was trying to figure out what does Mike McCarthy do and who was likely Mike McCarthy's replacement. Those are the two things that front office was leaking out there to try to prepare the fan base for. So Jay Tuck, when he came on last week and he was like, yeah, Jerry told my mom on camera that we might be replacing, we might be needing a head coach soon. That wasn't no joke, bro. That wasn't no joke. And they was always pointing their finger at Mike McCarthy for Kellen Moore. For Kellen Moore. They was basically giving Kellen Moore cover. That's why today is so important that you see Mike McCarthy actually starting to win this battle. I got to give y'all the background on this for you to understand the weight of what we dealing with. That's why Free Big Mike is serious. Yeah, it's serious. So, y'all check this out, because this is going to explain the dilemma of why Kellen Moore is so favored. And it comes from the playmaker. Then I'm going to catch it all the way up to where we are now. So just listen to this. Some of y'all heard this, but this is important because it's in context. Listen.
Mike, Troy was talking about your guy beating beating the man on the other side. We're worried too much about scheming guys open. Is it on the receivers? Is it on the coaching to get the receivers the ball?
Now. That's the NFL now, guys. I've been talking about that for a while. When you see it, and that's why as we start rating guys, like we want to rate wide receiver, oh, he's better than him, he's better than him, and we do it on numbers when it's system beating system now. It's not man beating man. That's why you're going to get these so-called boy geniuses. They try.
Yep. He said that's why they go get these so-called boy geniuses.
To figure out a way to beat a system, and then I can get less players.
And then I can get what?
A way to beat a system, and then I can get less players.
Oh. See, that's why people like Kellen Moore is so valued with the Dallas Cowboys. Because they want to use a system to beat people over playmakers, because when it's obviously the playmakers, you got to pay them worth the work. But if I can beat you with my coach, then I can unload certain players.
And I can get less players and come back and beat better players because I'm beating a system. The days of man beating man, we'll never have them again. We'll never have those again. And sometimes it takes away from when it's just time to get down, dirty, and gritty. You know what I mean? And that's one of the things I've always explained. Troy's right. We're expecting now the coaches to come in and design a way to make a man get open, and instead of expecting the man to use his talents and gift and get somewhere and get open.
Yep. And so it's better that y'all heard from me, from him, because if I say it, you ain't gonna believe me. But when you hear from all these Hall of Famers, you hear all these people saying the same thing. You hear all these people saying the same thing, specifically about Kellen Moore. And he said that's why they go get these so-called boy geniuses. He was specifically talking about Kellen Moore. And so the first time that I saw this no identity offense and recognized it for the first time as Fool's goals was versus Arizona. Because I was into the game and I did a matchup breakdown and I knew that their starting corners was out. So obviously with starting corners out and you got Amari Cooper and you got CeeDee Lamb, you like, all right, they finna go at those corners easily. All right, easily. But together they only had 4 targets. And I was like, what? And that's when I started researching what was going on, and that's when I discovered the system. I didn't have a name for it. It ended up later being was called the no identity offense. That's what Jay Tuck revealed. All right. But once I discovered it, I just want to let y'all know that's why I want to celebrate today, because it's been a lot of work by a lot of people. I mean, the Hall of Famers was putting in work. I'm telling y'all, I guarantee you the playmaker was talking to Jerry behind the scenes and warning him. I guarantee you Emmett was working behind the scenes and talking to Jerry Jones. That's why when you look at it and you fast forward it to now, I'm going to show y'all to where Jerry Jones then began to have a run identity, and he began to expose that philosophy of going against the no identity offense last week. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And he began to expose it, but that's because of these guys likely being right in earshot of Jerry Jones. Aikman able to talk to him about this Kellen Moore system. So likely, as I read the tea leaves, the people that was definitely for this no identity offense is likely Stephen Jones. I'm 99% on that. I'm 99% on that. And it fits him, right? Especially when you look at what the playmaker said. When you look at the playmaker and you listen to him, and he say, these boys want to go get these boy geniuses so they can pay less players. That's exactly what he said. Well, who fits the description of wanting a system like that? That's obviously Stephen Jones. Now, who would override a system for a playmaker? Jerry would, because Jerry has that in his background. That's what Jerry, when he was Jerry is the aggressive one. Stephen is the conservative one. Together they try to bring balance to each other. But after I saw it, and I really saw it, I really began to attack this stuff, okay? As the number one problem in the offseason, number one. Because I saw Mike McCarthy, hands was tied to a flawed system, and they was giving Kellen Moore more power than Mike McCarthy. That's why I was showing last year, y'all saw this on the channel a lot, y'all keep up with me, where Mike McCarthy was almost low-key begging. They was asking him about the running game, he would be like, I hope we do that. They asked him about targeting Cooper, and he was basically like, I hope we target Cooper. Why? Why? Yeah, he was doing that because he didn't have control. He didn't have power. Kellen Moore had it. And so, you know, I went video after video exposing it. The more I saw, the more I did videos. The offensive power dilemma between Kellen, Mike, and Jerry was my first video on this. And then the more and more I did research, I saw that Kellen Moore's system is fool's gold, because it put up a lot of artificial good numbers on bad teams. But just like the playmaker said, when it comes down to getting down and dirty, it falls flat. That's what we saw versus Tampa, and I expected it. I also talked about the Dallas Cowboys lessons from the teams that made it to the Super Bowl. Because remember, Kellen Moore at that time was making up stuff. He was saying, you got to be careful trying to target one guy. How did both of those teams get there? Targeting one guy. And that's what I was saying. Yeah, the lessons they should have learned from the champions. Did another video about Kellen Moore returns, and then hot seat rumors, but it wasn't on Kellen Moore. It was on Mike McCarthy, because that was around the time Jerry disrespected Mike publicly. And I was sounding the alarm. Cooper Kupp exposed Kellen Moore even more was a video where I was making the point that what he said was a lie. Even more. Then around that time, Emmitt Smith came out. And then I was like, he's now the fit person to speak directly against Kellen Moore. I even called in on G-Bag Nation and got my question in there about Kellen Moore, and they addressed it. And I asked them, why is nobody addressing the multiple Hall of Famers that literally called out Kellen Moore by name? Shout out to G-Bag Nation, they did talk about it. I thought they was a little bit clumsy, because then they start putting blame on everything. And it was like, them Hall of Famers called out Kellen Moore. And then more and more began to come out. Because remember, that was around the time, I think it was the combine, the NFL combine. I think that's where Michael Gelkin was. And that's when he came out. And he confirmed And I call it the insanity system. Yeah. I said the insanity system versus playmakers. Yeah. And I kept going. And the committee system, which is the committee system is the no ID offense. See, I didn't get that term till later from J Tuck. And then I also showed how Romo predicted the meltdown. Did a whole show on that. Remember? That was the one where Romo came out. He said initially it's going to work because people not going to know where the ball is going. He said, but once defenses pick up on your pattern, it becomes hard. They figure you out. And that's what happened at the end of 2021. And then the biggest video that I did was this one. And that's where I put it all together. I put all the facts in one video, all the references, all the quotes, really define the no identity offense versus the matchup system and explain the matchup system. Around that time, Mike McCarthy was still unloading. I'm still building up to where we are right here now, to where we should celebrate. But see, it's important to know the history because this fight was important. This is the most important fight, and we shouldn't give up on this fight because this fight might not even be over. Especially with Stephen Jones. You got to watch him. But see, I did a video, another one, where I made an error because I heard Mike McCarthy talking about matchup football. I thought we was moving out of the no ID offense because the head coach was talking about matchup football. And I was like, okay, they starting to abandon it. That mean our offense finna be good. I got the super chats. I'm saving them. That's what I'm doing so I can get through the content. Thank you, True Vibes. I'm keeping up with the super chats today. I appreciate y'all looking out. But yeah, I'm just trying to get through the content first, then I'm gonna come back to those super chats. But see, I made that error because I was watching Mike McCarthy talk about that he wanted matchup football, and he was separating himself from Kellen Moore. That's what was happening. And I'm thinking, okay, the head coach, he's saying we finna go to matchup football and we finna use Lamb like Jerry Rice. Okay. Oh, okay, we finna be okay. We finna get out of that dumb system. But then training camp started. And when training camp started, no, thank y'all. I really appreciate it, Mick. Y'all keep looking out, though. Don't stop looking out. Because if I forget, y'all my eyes. But then training camp started, and when training camp started, I start seeing that they actually was going back to the no ID offense or that system offense. But because I researched this, I knew the clues as soon as it start coming out their mouth. Listen.
The offense doesn't center around anybody. That goes to the open guy, and Dalton's open quite a bit.
And when
he's a viable option.
When I start hearing this system don't focus on anybody, what did that say? What did that say? I'm asking a real question now. Let's sit back. That's why I say it's like school a little bit. What did that say? What did it say? This is what it said. Your head coach was talking about that we want to have a matchup attack. We want to come at defenses this way. And then you hear Will McClay and Kellen Moore talking about the no ID philosophy. What does that mean? It means he got overrode. So that means Mike McCarthy made a case for what he wants in his offense. And the people of power sided with Kellen Moore. So that's why we was hearing from Mike McCarthy in the offseason matchup football, And then once they start practicing, it wasn't about matchups. It was all about Kellen Moore. Yeah, where no one is the true star. Yeah. So that means Mike McCarthy got overruled. But see, he had to put it out there publicly. So when Kellen Moore fall on his face, then he could come back and say, all right, y'all tried it this way. Okay? Can I be the head coach now? Can I decide the direction of my team? And see, this is why Kellen Moore is dangerous. This is why I don't trust Kellen Moore. This is why I'm not going to give him no credit. You don't trust nobody that does the bidding in the front office. Who was the person that was in charge of, just think about it. Who was the person that was in charge of phasing out Amari? Huh? Well, Mike McCarthy, because Mike McCarthy said he wanted him to get the ball. It's Kellen Moore. So why would I give him credit? Nah. If we smart, we want him out this building. We don't want somebody that's a puppet. That Steven and Jerry get to play coach through. We've been through that. We've been through that with Jason Garrett. So what they tried to do is they tried to slip in another Jason Garrett type. That's what they did. And see, Mike McCarthy is not that type. He's not that type. Mike McCarthy is about winning. Which means he pushed back on them Joneses sometimes. You don't get pushed back from a Kellen Moore. He spread his cheeks. Yeah. That's why they like him, because they can control him. And he said, boss, how do you know that? All you got to do is look at what he did with Amari Cooper and what he said. Yeah, just look at what he said. Here it is.
Amari, talking to us last week, expressed some frustration, just wanting to get the ball. Obviously, they all want the ball. Was there a concerted effort on your part to give him more opportunities than in previous games, or that's just the way it went?
I think certainly it's the way it went. Obviously, we love getting the ball to Amari as much as we can. Felt like there were some great opportunities in this particular game. Amari did a great job of, especially early in the game, just being available, being open, doing a great job of getting his depth on particular routes. And so I felt like we
See, this is the problem with that. Most of us know football. So we already talked about this, but I'm going to remind y'all. He wasn't telling the truth right there. He said it wasn't intentional. Well, we all know that was the game after the Washington Commanders where we destroyed them, and mainly the offense opened up when we started targeting Amari early. Okay? So we targeted Amari early in that game, which means you scripted Kellen Moore, which means it was intentional. But you said it wasn't intentional. See, why would I trust you? See, why would I trust you? Because, see, he knows they was trying to phase out Amari. And it was his job to under-target Amari. And Amari exposed it. Remember, Amari came out and said, listen, and that's when Brian Brothers was like, man, you can talk to Kellen, you can talk to Dak. Don't you just go to those guys? And he was like, it don't work like that. We know from practice when we go get targets. In other words, they show me early that they phasing me out. I don't have to wait till the game to know that they go do that. And Kellen Moore, as the play caller and the schemer, was involved with that. So why would I give him credit when you a Trojan horse? See, this is the thing. This is why I call him a Trojan horse, man, and I'm dead serious on it. And I ain't finna be like, he in his bag, I like him, he changed. No, he ain't changed. He has not changed. You falling for it. See, a Trojan horse in the story of Troy was a gift that was supposed to be for you and an olive branch, but it was actually a trap. See, that's what he is to Mike McCarthy. That's what he is to Mike McCarthy. He's supposed to be for Mike McCarthy, but he ain't doing the will of Mike McCarthy. He wasn't. Now he is, but he was not. He was doing the will of Stephen Jones, who wants a committee system. One of these so-called board geniuses. And Mike McCarthy was overrode. He was overrode. And it's clear. And see, that's why me and Jay Tuck, if you watch us 2 weeks ago, we was talking. And I was saying, Mike McCarthy said that he liked cross-training. And it helps all the linemen. Do we? And Jay Tuck said, saying one thing, doing another. And we both start laughing. We was at Cowboys Experience. Because we was seeing through it. It was like, here we go again. Mike McCarthy got the title of head coach, but it's getting overrode in personnel decisions, style of offense, everything. And if you look closely, Dan Quinn is overrode too. But see, if you came in late, I'm leading up to good news. I'm just giving the history on this stuff. But this is important. So, as time went on, I'm almost finished catching us up. Jay Tuck came in and he really broke it down, right? Where he did some research at 3 or 4 in the morning. And I'm showing all the work that went into all this stuff, trying to free Mike McCarthy. You know, and he called it a no identity offense, but Tuck didn't just make that up. He researched this and looked through books and everything, where it stemmed from Boise State coach Chris Peterson. Shout out to Jay Tuck. Where he said, we run plays, we don't run an offense. And so then, let's stop and think about it. Why would Kellen abandon, and I see y'all super chats, I'm going to get to every last one of them. So some of us will scratch our head like, hold on, Arizona had backup corners, and you didn't go at Amari? You didn't go at CeeDee Lamb last year? We like, what was that? We would see Pollard in versus San Fran, and he fresh. And he averaging a good pop per touch. And he only touched the ball 4 times. And we like, what's going on? This is how most people with common sense football minds was thinking. Like, what is this? Like, hold on. In what world do you not attack a backup? We saw Philly doing it Sunday. Philly was going after that nickel back. They had a young nickel back out there. They kept taking them vertical. They got 2 spot fouls. Moved the chains easily. Because it was a backup. And all of us with common sense was like, I noticed the number 1 offense, but in big games, it's crazy. It get dumb. Like, what is this? Jay Tuck had the answer. It was that no identity offense. And then I said, man, send me the concept on it. Jay Tuck sent me the concept. This is the concept of the no identity offense. Boise State linebacker coach Jeff Cote once told me at a coaching clinic two years back, we run plays. We don't have an offense. It makes it difficult to defend. At that time, he's working with the running backs. Before this project, I wonder how an offense can't be a system. And this is what he said. Coordinators pride themselves on establishing identities. It's what we do. It's a common mantra among the coaching profession. Urban Meyer at Florida has a spread option. Chip Kelly at Oregon has his QB run game. Steve Sarkisian at Washington has a pro-style offense that he developed at USC, where apparently Boise was the Seinfeld of college football. Their lack of identity is their identity. And that was the answer. Shout out to J Tuck. That was the answer right there of why we were seeing all that dumb stuff. So, like, when Zeke was controlling the game versus Tampa, averaging 4.9 per touch, per carry, and that system just abandoned it. Why? Because it's not about if you hot. It ain't got nothing to do with you as a playmaker. It ain't got nothing to do with our style of what we do. The whole point of the offense was to adapt to that defense. Yeah. And see, Kellen is addicted to it. Why? Because he got all of his success from it. Think about it. The guy that's still to this day got the most wins in college is Kellen Moore. So in his mind, it worked for me. It's gonna work in the league. It worked for me. Y'all just gotta do what I say. And it's like, Kellen, let me be honest with you, big dog. That's college. When you get to the NFL, you're dealing with dudes who could write books on how to figure you out, big dog. Yeah, that system offense was amazing in college. Y'all was able to take all them average athletes and go up against 5-star teams and compete, and you did. Congratulations. Clap it up for you. I'm proud of you, Kellen. Good job. And see, the problem is those oligarchs like Stephen Jones who thinking, how can I get cheaper? How can I get cheaper? How can I get cheaper? They look at a system and say, you did all of that with average athletes? That's worth a fortune to me. Because if you can do what you did with average athletes, let's try that in the pros. Hence why you got the over loyalty to Kellen Moore. That's why he's so loyal to Kellen Moore. That's why instead of side with Mike McCarthy and pointing at who all the Hall of Famers was pointing at, they pointed at Mike McCarthy to protect Kellen Moore because they wanted to give his system time to work. Because if it can work, why do we need Amari Cooper? We can get us a bunch of average guys, have time in routes, pay Dak, rotate receivers, same response, same offense. So they hope. And Kellen Moore was the key to that. That's why Mike McCarthy kept getting overruled. So, something important happened. Something very important happened. What happened was game one. What happened was game one. So in game one, it confirmed that your system was figured out.
Yoga fire.
And remember, Romo warned that would happen. He warned it. He warned it. I'm so proud of Romo. Listen, y'all. Romo, say what you want about him in terms of how he closed out big games. If you want to knock him for that, I ain't mad at you. But if you try to knock Romo brain and football knowledge, you tripping. You tripping. Because his quote was so Nostradamus. And he said it in 2018. He said, initially, it'll work. That's my favorite one. My boy Romo came out and said, yeah, initially, it's going to work. But defenses go catch up. And when they do, you're going to have some problems. Romo warned about it. And they still, listen, y'all. Listen. Man, it was so many people that warned about that system. So many people. So many people. Dez, Romo, Aikman, Kurt Warner, Emmitt Smith, the playmaker. And then I went out and I asked Jay Novacek and Isaiah. And they also was like, shouldn't have got rid of Cooper. And you got to go at your playmakers. But Stephen Jones, he was determined. He was so determined to roll out that system. And what happened when they went out there with that no ID offense that my boy Jay Tuck broke down so perfect? Me and Jay Tuck came together. We started doing shows together to counter this stuff. We started fighting the battle together. Me and Jay Tuck we was like some ninjas out here back to back. I'm like, he boss, you get him over there. I go drop the kick, boom. He like, okay, me and Jay Tuck was going to war. Fighting this system. And we was fighting it for Big Mike McCarthy. Because I showed y'all in the beginning, they was clearly trying to fire Mike. And they still low-key trying to fire Mike. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. They still trying to fire Mike for Kellen Moore. But after game 1, it changed. Mike McCarthy was able to sit back like an OG. And he was like, all right, if y'all want to run it with Kellen, run it. I'm going to let it fall on his face, but I'm going to be back. And when I come back, I'm unloading my clip. And that's what he did. That's what he did. He unloaded his clip. So check this out. So now we up to now. Now we up to now why we should celebrate. All right, now I know I did a long history, but now we finally up to where we in this season, right? And I painted the whole picture. Unless you missed it, unless you came in late, you should clearly see what was going on. That they overrode Mike McCarthy. They basically was like, shut up, shoe fly. We rocking with Kellen's system. We want to try to stay cheaper. But it changed. Now listen to this. Hold on, let me turn down my music real quick because I might have to on this. Listen. Hold on, let me find it. Make sure I got the right place. Here we go.
Back. Now it's gonna be some people that's gonna say Cooper Rush played better than Dak. He also they Kellen Moore and being Kellen Moore.
Hold on.
Bringing this up. While a lot of people was dancing around what happened game 1.
Hold on.
Minus that late hit that he had on Burrow, which I thought was crazy. Especially seeing that they gave Barr one earlier in that quarter. I was like, in judgment, I thought he should have known better. But outside of that, Donovan Wilson had a hellified game. He really was on some, in my opinion, in my honest to God opinion, he's really trying to say who is cursed. And that's the way that he played, is he trying to get his name back in lights. And if he keep on doing what he does, you know, it's Donovan Wilson in terms of being sticky to the football and being a football magnet and showing that tenacity and that toughness in the box. You know, he letting people know, man, I was a great name before Curse and I'm still that great dude. So you could throw him in the category of star. But I teased y'all with all of that because actually none of them are my star. None of them guys are my star.
And when I was talking about star, I do this every week where I identify somebody that shows speed, toughness, availability, and relentlessness. I got that from Coach Marv. But I think it's a good thing to do to identify people that really stood out for the Dallas Cowboys. But listen.
You know, because I'm finna throw a major curveball at y'all. When it comes down to speed, toughness, availability, and relentlessness, I'm gonna go with a guy that's fat. Fat! Mike McCarthy. For me doing this first time on Boss Cowboy Star, it's not a player, it's a coach. It's Mike McCarthy. Because the speed in which he moved with was a different type of speed. Yep. He moved with speed when he addressed Kellen Moore. A lot of that is going to be underrated. But what did he say last week? Now, he dumbed it down, but he needed to do exactly what he did. He said that I'm going to be doing an extra lap with Kellen Moore on that play sheet. Because Kellen Moore touches with Zeke and Pollard game 1 was out of whack and against common sense.
All right, so let me pause that real quick. I'm going to come back to it. Because here's the article. Here's an article that I got on it, all right, that was showing how Mike McCarthy came out and started banging on Kellen. All right. That's why we got to be careful not to be like Kellen in his bag. No, he is not in his damn bag. He ain't in no bag. He got a spanking. You don't give people credit who was made to do their job. I'm sorry, you don't praise that. I don't know where y'all leadership styles come from, but you don't do that. You don't be like, oh man, you amazing when I had to write you up. Who does that? I had to write you up, but then you be like, you're doing good. You're a good employee. No, you're not. I had to write you up. Damn. It's just, come on. I'm sorry to get angry, but we got to be careful, man, because Kellen is dangerous. He's favored by those oligarchs because Steven want to go cheaper. So if you start putting genius and all kind of adjectives on his name that he don't deserve, like he was in his bag. No, he wasn't. He wasn't. He had to get whooped. Mike McCarthy had to publicly spank this dude. All right, listen. I'm gonna show y'all, man. So this was after week 1. That's why I say, man, we should be celebrating right now, bro, because this might have saved the whole season. I'm dead serious too, bro. I'm not capping on that. But this is what. All right, so this is from an article here. If you say some responsibility falls on the players and the fact that quarterback Dak Prescott was injured. Hold on real quick. Let me make sure I ain't missing y'all chats up in here, man. I gotta put y'all chats up in case somebody throws some super chats at me. I gotta see it. All right. Oh, man, that ain't what I wanted. I'm sorry, y'all. Say, listen, man, sometimes I be multitasking, man. That's just what it is, man. There to go to the Book of Psalms. Read the Bible while I find this again. There it is. All right. And I agree, Kellen is low-key toxic. I mean that too, bro. I ain't got no love for Kellen. I ain't got no love. None. Anybody that would phase out a player because front office want them to, even though that's not good for your team, that ain't my type of dude, man. You ain't putting this team first. You putting you first. I ain't with you, dog. I don't care how they like you. I ain't with you. No, not if I'm putting this team first. All right, check this out. He said, but Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy is calling out his offensive coordinator. Mike McCarthy spoke to the media on September 16th and stated that Moore has to be smarter with his decisions. Cowboys coach McCarthy said Kellen Moore has to be smarter in his play calling. Yeah. And so, that's Clarence showing a tweet, right? More specifically, the athletic reporter John Machota tweeted out Mike McCarthy's plan to work more closely with Moore before week 2. Clash against the Cincinnati Bengals. Yeah, that's what I was talking about in that video where he said he was going to do a lap with him with that call sheet. And then he said it's Kellen's time as a coordinator. He has to be able to play very, very aggressive. But we're in a phase right now that we got to be a little smarter in certain situations. Mike McCarthy said he would spend some extra time. See, I'm showing y'all this so y'all know I ain't making this up. About going on that, when he said I'm going to be working with him on that call sheet. Mike McCarthy said he would spend some extra time today with OC Kellen Moore on the offensive call sheet. And that's where he talked about being smarter. Yeah. So, and that's why I was saying Mike McCarthy was my star. He was my star, not a player. After the Bengals win, I was like, so remember, that was the first time, especially obviously from the script, what did we do versus the Bengals on the first drive and the second drive? Somebody let me know that was paying attention. I ain't gonna even say nothing. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna really wait too. I want to see y'all response. I'm waiting on the chat. What did we do in the first drive and the second drive when Mike McCarthy did that lap to help him with his call sheet? Oh, I see it. I see Life Crazy said run. Miss Lockhart said run. I want to see more though, because yeah, D.A. Lee said run a damn ball. So why would I give him credit? Why would I empower him with credit when he don't want to do it? When the only person that got you to change was when you hit your monkey head up against a wall. And he made you sit down in green pastures. He made you. Why would I give you credit? See, and that's where it goes back to that scripture I was talking about when he said the Lord making me sit down in green pastures. See, when the Lord got to make you sit down in green pastures, you better not give yourself credit. It's so obvious when God put you in green pastures because it's likely you didn't deserve it and likely you weren't qualified for it. But he made you sit in a place that was good for you. Green pastures. Remember that's why he said the Lord is my shepherd. He's saying like you a sheep where you don't know what you're doing. So somebody got to say, sit down. You are in green pastures. You got Zeke and Pollard. Run the ball. Oh, he in his bag. No, he not. He dangerous. Kellen Moore is dangerous, y'all. I want y'all to know that. Kellen Moore is dangerous. Listen.
And while everybody else, the local media, not too many content people was bringing this up, while a lot of people was dancing around what happened game 1, it was one guy who had to address it, and he addressed it with speed, and that was Mike McCarthy.
Yep.
And I would also say that took toughness, because it don't take that long to see that Kellen Moore is the Jason Garrett of the modern Cowboys, to where he can do no wrong. He's the favorite guy of Stephen Jones. It's what it is. We all see it. They looking, in my opinion, to make Mike McCarthy to blame, but the actual blame is Kellen Moore and being Kellen Moore. And so I definitely want to talk about him being my star. It's not a star player, but in terms of toughness, it took some boldness to go after the guy that's considered the golden child of the Dallas Cowboys, and he did. Definitely the proof is in the script itself. When you go look at the script that happened versus the Cincinnati Bengals versus the script that happened even with Dak Prescott, it was totally different. So a script is where they have the first, especially 9 plays of
15 plays.
The first drive scripted or written out. They already know what they go do before kickoff. And they were super committed to the run out the gate, which is the signal that Mike McCarthy said, I'm going to do an extra lap with Kellen Moore on his play call sheet. You could see it out the gate. And what happened on the first drive? We immediately go down there and score with a noodle arm quarterback. Now, it's going to be some people that's going to say, Cooper Rush played better than Dak. He also had a way different game plan. Way different game plan. Yes, Dak should have played better game 1, but that game 1, with the game plan that was in game 2, likely wins game 1. That's another story. But yeah, and he made himself available. He did. He made himself available. He did the tough thing that needed to be done to actually win.
Yep.
Yeah, because Bobby Belt said in the offseason that they was asking, well, what does Mike McCarthy do?
Do you feel like McCarthy's going to be a little bit more involved in the offense, or maybe has he been this offseason, that kind of thing, because there is so much pressure and he's like, all right, I need to get my hands in this thing?
I mean, that's been the discussion, right? Like, that's kind of what Jerry's hinted at. Mike's talked a little bit about that. I will say, I know I brought this up when we were out there at rookie minicamp. He was more actively involved, it looked like, in coaching drills than I've ever seen him before. And was actually out there, it looked like, he stopped down a drill at one point and was trying to coach something specific. And I've never seen him do that in 2.5 years that he's been here. So, I think whether he wants to be or not, I think the Cowboys want him to be more involved in it. And I think they want to have some more tangible aspects that they can judge him by. It's like, hey, your job's on the line here, your future's on the line. Let's see what it is you can do. We need you more involved so that we can judge you based off of some of these things. So I think it's absolutely possible he's got more involved, and I still think this is ultimately Kellen Moore's offense, but I think that Mike McCarthy will have a bigger hand in it than he has the first 2 years.
They trying to figure out what he does because he doesn't play call. He doesn't do anything like that, so they're just trying to figure out what does he actually do. Well, when he went down and he was like, all right, I'm going to let you do it your way, young man. Game 1, he let Kellen Moore fall in his sword, which was wise. And then after he was the laughingstock of the whole league, and for people who've been paying attention, it gave him the room to step in and be available to say, all right, you done doing it your way yet, son? All right, can we now do the clock control and the mismatches that I want to go after? Let's use our star players now. What did he say? He said last week he should have a play sheet for every one of his stars.
Had the Jerry Rice list and John Taylor, and those that is carried forward for generations. That's why you have more than 2 pages on your call sheet. If you
Boy, that boy Mike McCarthy going hard. See, y'all got a peep game. Mike McCarthy was going hard on Kellen Moore, but subtly. It was very professional, but he was, man, listen, y'all, these was smacks. These was gunshots. He going hard on him. He like, man, I'm telling you, put your playmakers on your call sheet. Now, and this is the saddest part. Around this time, they were saying he don't know the offense. Around this time, they don't even know if he'll take on the play calling because they don't know if he can actually, he don't know the terminology. Man. All right, bro. My name, Billy Fufu.
That is carried forward for generations.
That boy say that was carried for generations. Kellen Moore, we've been doing this for generations, son. Bruh. And then I'm gonna give Kellen Moore credit. For what?
That's why you have more than 2 pages on your call sheet. If you look at call sheets, I never looked at the call sheet as a call sheet. I looked at it as a worksheet. When you work on it through.
Who had those call sheets? Oh, Kellen Moore?
About the week, that's why it's 6 pages instead. You really use 2 during the game, but those with the other categories. I know personally what I would carry on.
If I was the play caller, if it was me, but see, y'all don't want me, y'all want Kelly. Go ahead, Mike. Bruh. Finish it. Bruh. Finish it. Bruh.
Finish him.
Bruh.
Finish him.
Shit, boy, if it was me, free Big Mike.
Hey, make sure you get the ball to, CeeDee. Make sure, here's
Bruh.
the top 10 throws. You already have the plays on the call sheet, but, they're good reminders how you list, plays for Tony, plays for Zeke, plays for CeeDee, plays for Dalton.
Man, go Mike.
Bruh.
Finish him.
Bruh.
Finish him.
Bruh.
Finish him.
Man, let's go.
So that's all part of the game plan process.
That was a check to Kellen Moore. That, hey, man, your system, I like your system, but your option system. So J Tuck, he figured it out that it was called a no identity offense, where the identity of the offense was to not have an identity. Will McClay said there's no stars on this offense. Well, the person who's trying to rein all that in is Mike McCarthy.
Mike McCarthy.
Mike McCarthy trying to rein all that in. He's saying, listen, and he said it outright. He said outright.
A lot of great questions today, but this is my favorite. So we get to talk a little ball here. But no, I've never been a big option route thrower.
Go!
Bruh.
Finish him.
Bruh.
Finish him.
Bruh.
Finish him.
Bruh.
Finish him.
Man, let's go, Mike. Clap it up for Mike. Who was you talking about on that, Mike? Who run them option routes in this no identity offense?
The concept in the past. To answer your question, option routes take a lot of time.
Bruh.
In option, if you're in the traditional West Coast offense, it's.
And see, I can't stand the media. And see, that's why I put on there, the media couldn't even discern the divide. It was a divide right in their face.
I gotta go listen to you again.
I thought we.
See, it was a divide right in their face, and they didn't even pick it up. See, I thought y'all like mess. It's right in your face. He gave you a layup where he's clearly differentiating himself from Kellen Moore. And that was the time y'all decided to be joking. Doing the most important thing that he said the whole year. That was the thing y'all want to play with. Bro. That's why I said, bro, they need to hire some YouTubers, dog. Some of these dudes, yeah, you're a journalist. I guess you just got a job. Some of y'all don't even deserve it. This man laying out sauce, and y'all don't even pick it up. Y'all want to laugh and joke and hee and kiki, ha 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 ha. That was not the time, bruh. Just being all the way honest, man.
Bruh.
Finish him. To answer your question, option routes take a lot of time.
Bruh.
In option, if you're in the traditional West Coast offense, it's.
I gotta go listen to you again.
I thought we need to win this week.
And he wasn't lying. He was like, man, we need to win this week because I'm out of here. Y'all not even, I laid out sauce and y'all don't even see it.
This is good. This thing's turning into a zoo in here. But yeah. But option routes. So
y'all said they was laughing. They should have been focused on what he was saying.
They take a lot of time, Michael. Yeah. No, definitely. I mean,
shout out to Michael Gelkin. Shout out to Michael Gelkin, man. Michael Gelkin is always the professional in the room. Always. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Michael Gelkin, thank you for being one of the last old school journalists. Thank you, sir. Because it's your questions that you asked Steven. It was your question that you asked Mike McCarthy. It was your question that you asked about Kellen Moore with this no identity offense that revealed it all. You, sir, Mr. Michael Gelkin, are the best insider, hands down.
If you're going to run option routes, you need to live in that world. That's been my experience. You can't dabble on it. Option routes are really not part of the old traditional West Coast offense. I've had quarterbacks in the past that didn't really like them, and it's really about the connection that they have with the receiver.
And that's why I said Mike McCarthy.
I've been in systems where you.
Right there, he was clearly lobbying for matchup strategy. Yeah, if you just peeping it, yeah, he lobbying, clearly saying, I'm against this option system, this no identity system. This ain't my system, and it's very aggressive.
Only certain guys run them. You know, this is the most aggressive system that I've been in as far as many people that do run the option routes. And so I think you see our commitment to practice. We practice it.
I've never seen so many option routes like I have here with the Dallas Cowboys. He knew once he said that he was going against Stephen Jones, he was going against Kellen Moore, and to a degree he was going against Jerry Jones.
Yep.
But when you're a head coach that's committed to winning, sometimes you got to make an enemy out of them people that write your checks. And he did the right thing. So yeah, the easy low-hanging fruit would have been Micah Parsons. But to me, the person who showed the real star characteristics, the speed, the toughness, being available, and relentless under pressure on what was the right thing to do, curveball. It was our big boy. It was the guy that be breathing funny sometimes in the press conference. Yeah, the big boy. That's the man who showed that he was committed to winning. So don't get it twisted. I'm getting ready to tell y'all something. Don't get it twisted. We're going to have to stay on Kellen Moore. Don't think because we just won a Cincinnati Bengals game because he was finally micromanaged by Mike McCarthy. Don't think for 1 second that he won't go back to being pass happy. Remember when Kellen Moore was left unchecked, that he was second in pass attempts with backup QBs.
Did y'all hear that?
He has a very bad tendency to want to throw the ball at the wrong times.
3rd and 1, Monday night. 3rd and 1, Monday night. You had one running back that was averaging 9 yards a carry. Whoo, I'm talking about yoga flame hot.
Yoga fire.
You had another one averaging 4.9 yards a carry. What did Kellen Moore do? What did I say? He got a bad tendency to want to pass at the wrong time. Was I lying? Was I lying? That's what I'm saying, bro. See, y'all thinking this a joke, bro. See, don't think this no joke. You gotta really know. We all gotta keep heat on this dude. He is dangerous. I'm not gonna be the dude talking about he in this bag. He done really changed. He's evolved. No, he was micromanaged and his butt was put in check. From a head coach who finally was allowed to be the head coach.
When Kellen Moore was left unchecked, that he was second in pass attempts with backup QBs. He has a very bad tendency to want to throw the ball at the wrong times. I'm just letting y'all know that. So don't think because we won this game that it's time to let up. Because yeah, Kellen Moore, he a lot of times don't get it. When we was leading the league in rush attempts, the first 7 games, we was 6-1 last year.
Hold on, man. I ain't playing. Bro, I'm dead, dog. Listen, bro. I really want y'all to listen. And I got all these links in the description. I'm not playing with this stuff, bro. I'm dead serious, bro. I want y'all to really listen. Listen to this.
And then just run it straight down their throat.
Yeah, I'll go and piggyback that right there with another startup. What's the name of the player that tried to bribe someone for a what's his name?
Collins.
Leo Collins. I forgot his name because I could care less about him anymore. Terrence Steele. Yeah, he had a dumb penalty yesterday. Everyone saw that. That was stupid what he did. But everything else in that game was fantastic, especially when it comes to Zeke. Zeke's rushing yards yesterday. Off the left tackle, 5 yards. Off the left guard, 0 yards. Off the right guard, 24 yards.
Oh, hi, Zach.
Off the right tackle, 79 yards.
Man, they kept running it. Every run was to the right. I tweeted that out. Every single one was to the right. I was texting my Giants buddies. I was like, who's your left D end over there? No, it doesn't matter. They're all terrible. We don't have any linebackers either. And Broadus tweeted me back. He was a little bit surprised they were going to that side, just trying to pick what defensive back they wanted to go against, but they were running off of Terrence Steele over and over and over again. And Troy Aikman had pointed this out. After the opener against Tampa.
Listen. What did we do against Tampa? We came out throwing. So he said, this was last year. So he said, what did we do after the opener? Listen.
The Cowboys have been running 58% of the time. That's the highest in the NFL.
So we at one time last year doing our best run was running the ball the most in the entire league.
You know your offense is damn near perfect when your quarterback is the odds-on favorite to win the MVP.
Dak was the odds-on favorite to win MVP.
Yoga fire, which he is in Vegas as of last week. I'll get those numbers this week for you. And then you're running it the most with Zeke and Pollard. Everything is humming
because you're winning, right? You're winning all these games, and you're having.
Yeah, but yesterday they ran to start.
They did,
bro. Now, so Bulls. Yeah, we was running the ball. That's the problem. Why did I bring that up? Because Kellen Moore abandoning it. With that much success, he abandoning it, dog. People, Zeke knee. No. Zeke hurt his knee week 4. This was up to week 7. Yeah. And Pollard was still fresh. Kellen Moore just went away from it. He just went away from it. So people, boss, no, man, we got to give Kellen Moore some credit. We got to give him some credit. Don't give him no credit. Stay on his butt. Keep him humble. Yes, he did. He went into passing, Miss Lockhart, and this is the thing. Miss Lockhart, what game did he go on the passing? I could tell you the game. New England. The worst thing that happened to us is we won that game with Dak throwing. That was the worst thing that happened to us. Because as soon as we won one game throwing, Kellen Moore was like, all right, now I get to do it my way. And we went back to no identity. And then people was like, what happened the last 8 games? Dak fell off a cliff. Our offense collapsed. So now let's get to yesterday, which is the most important thing I'm finna show. Yesterday. This is my boy Mike McCarthy from yesterday. Listen.
With Washington coming in here, so I think he's off to a good start.
When DeMarcus Lawrence went down last year, you kind of accelerated the plans you had for Micah Parsons out of necessity a little bit. I know you stretched the running game all offseason, but when Dak went out, is this kind of a point just to say, hey, we've been working on this, but we've got to get this going right now in the run game with Dak out?
Well, I mean, we talked about this at training camp. You guys are at training camp, so we needed to run the ball better.
This yesterday.
But more importantly, we need to get more attempts at the plate. So,
more attempts at the plate. More attempts at the plate. Who is he talking to? Who controls attempts at the plate?
And I think with the training camp structure, you only have so many opportunities with the padded practices. So I mean, it's just we need to stay committed to it. I think we've definitely done that the last 2 weeks.
Hold on, you did that the last what weeks? So y'all better peep. Y'all better peep Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy be shooting. He fighting for his turf, y'all. He fighting for his turf. This is why I'm only with you, Mike. I'm not giving that other dude no credit. I ain't giving him. Oh, Mickey, he said 2 weeks, didn't he? But how long we been playing, Mickey? How long we been playing? Huh? 3 weeks. He was like, yeah, ever since I took over and gave that boy a whooping, we been on script. Mike McCarthy might as well do this. He might as well pop his collar. Yeah, for the last 2 weeks. Yeah. It's been me, baby. Week 1, that was him. Week 2 and 3, that was me. Pop your collar, Mike. Mike over there popping his collar on that boy. Ooh, Mike over there popping his collar on that boy. Pop your collar, Mike.
Right now in the run game with Dak out.
Well, I mean, we talked about this at training camp.
My bad. I went too far.
You guys are at training camp, so we need to run the ball better, and more importantly, we need to get more attempts at the plate. So, and I think with the training camp structure, you only have so many opportunities with the padded practices. So, I mean, it's just we need to stay committed to it. I think we've definitely done that the last 2 weeks. I thought Kellen called an excellent game last night, and I mean, Tony and Zeke are feature players for us. So, I don't see us changing.
He said, I don't see us changing. See, I still got a problem with that though, because he still got the tone like it's not under my control. Am I hearing that wrong? Huh? I don't see us changing. It's saying you don't control it. Now I'm glad he said it. He trying to say our identity is now the run game. But see, you got to listen to the whole context. He said, I don't see it. He also saying it's a possibility that we could, because it's not on him. Keep listening.
Mike, did you contemplate challenging that fumble at that spot? Is that just a matter of trying to get the information from upstairs in time?
I was trying to get the third step confirmed because I was standing right there. When I saw it live, I thought it was bang bang, and then I think it was Brian that had the call. And I asked him, I said, did his feedback to me, he saw it as bang bang. So I think if he'd have called a fumble, it would stand. And he obviously called it incomplete. I think it would have stand. I think it was. That's how I viewed it. That was information from up top also.
Kevin Gray, 105 to the fan. 31 pass attempts, 30 rushing attempts, near perfect balance last night. When you look at the balance between the run and the pass game, how happy were you with that balance being struck? And is that something that continuously going forward it needs to happen for this offense to be able to be consistent?
Yeah, I mean, if you're just drawing up runs and passes, I think, with the execution we had last night, we'd be hard to beat because it definitely plays to our defense, because now our defense isn't on the field all day. They went up tempo. I think their mindset was to try to offset the rush, our pass rush, and try to get as many cracks at us as possible, particularly with their run game. So, but yes, that's definitely a winning formula for us.
Going back to the running game, the mix between Tony and Zeke, 13 carries for Zeke, Tony, and 15 for Zeke. Is that kind of what you want?
Well, I think it's a winning formula. I think it's really stems off what we just talked about.
It's a winning formula. He fighting, y'all. He fighting. He fight. It's a winning formula. I've been trying to tell that dude. I've been trying to tell him and Steven it's a winning formula. He sounds just like Coach Moore. What Coach Moore say? Hey man, we need to run that ball. We need to control the clock so we can rest that defense. Sound just like Coach Moore. Just like Coach Moore. Same philosophy. Exactly.
It's you got two guys that are feature players. They need to touch the ball. Whether we throw it to them, pitch it to them, hand it to them. It makes no difference to me personally. But I think
it don't make no difference to me personally, Kellen. See, y'all better peep game. It don't make no difference to me how you do it, Kellen. I don't care if they run it, catch it. I want 30 touches out them boys.
Most importantly, the run blocking unit needs to come off the football. They need those 30 attempts a game.
They need that. How many?
We just talked about it. It's, you know, you got two guys that are feature players. You know, they need to touch the ball. You know, whether we throw it to them, pitch it to them, hand it to them. You know, it makes no difference to me personally. But I think, but most importantly, the run blocking unit needs to come off the football. They need those 30 attempts a game.
They need 30 attempts a game, is what he said yesterday. Oh, 30. Why is 30 so important? Let me see what I said. September 18th, game day versus the Bengals. I said if Zeke and Pollard don't have at least 30 carries today, then Kellen Moore is an idiot. Kellen Moore is second in pass attempts with backup QBs. He would throw it 40 times with a noodle-arm quarterback. If he does what I think he would do today, he should be fired by Monday. I was wrong on that B part because I thought Kellen Moore was going to come out. I didn't know that Mike McCarthy scripted the first two series because we saw what happened in that game too. Keep it real. Keep it real what happened in the game. What happened to that offense after we got out of the scripted plays? What happened? Talk to me. Like I told you, it's like school today. I'm not giving an answer. What happened to the offense when we got out of the scripted plays? What happened? What did Kellen Moore start doing? He started throwing. And see, and that's when Jerry came out. And they asked Jerry, they said, Jerry, was you happy with how the running backs was used? And he said, yeah, I would want to see them used about 20% more. That offense got stagnant because Kellen Moore went back to who he was. Right? I mean, is right when we got off the script. Right when we get off the script. See, because I'm telling y'all, listen, we should celebrate. I'm serious. We should celebrate. We should be celebrating right now. Ooh, we should be thanking the Lord. Yeah, man. Kellen Moore got thrown into green pastures with 30. He was told the formula. The formula is to have a good old time. Run the ball 30 times. Yeah. Obviously run is smart, but be committed to the run game. What you got. Yeah, but we gotta watch Kellen though. We should be happy. We should be happy. Because guess what? Mike winning. Mike is finally winning. But you gotta know who's sitting behind Kellen Moore is Stephen Jones, an oligarch. That's a stubborn oligarch. A guy that loves to get his way, have his way, do it his way. We saw him stubbornly pick his drafted guys over his free agent guys because he wanted to build it through the draft. Even though some of the free agent guys, like Kennedy, like Avion Collins, like Amari Cooper, outperformed his drafted guys. But now, Stephen Jones, he gonna want to do it his way. So most of us would think that this fight is over. But I don't think this fight is over. I think we got to keep the pressure up. Because remember, Kellen Moore, Trojan horse Kellen Moore, when we was leading the league, not 4 years ago, last year was undefeated because we was running the ball and committed to it more than anybody in the league. Yeah, Kellen Moore abandoned it. 7 games in. Let me ask you a question. Where are we right now? Are we at game 7? No, we going into game 4. We got a long way to go for this season, y'all. And this man right here, he's the visionary of a receiver by committee. He's the visionary. And he wants his way. So I'm just being honest with y'all when I tell you, we are fools if we think that this war is over. It's not. It's just for right now. And we got to be very diligent to keep the pressure on Kellen Moore. To keep the campaign of Free Big Mike. Don't let that Free Mike campaign go. We got to keep that campaign and keep fighting for Mike McCarthy. Because Mike McCarthy is the reason why we 2-1 right now. Kellen has not evolved. I don't want... Listen, y'all. Listen, I don't want to hear nobody say that, bro. If anybody say that, you obviously don't follow this channel. And you just haven't been paying attention. You just have not. But we got to be careful, man. I'm dead serious. I'm happy, though. I'm happy that in the short run, Free Big Mike McCarthy is winning. And he putting his foot on his neck, which he's supposed to. He's signing him as he's supposed to. Yeah. Free Big Mike. Yeah. He's signing him. But it's going to be another 3rd-and-1. And your run game going to be working. Kellen Moore going to have some temptation. What y'all think he going to do? What y'all think he going to do? I think I know what he going to do. Because I think he's a true Trojan horse. He's somebody I don't trust at all. Not even a little bit. I don't trust nobody. That's the puppet for front office. I don't. Nor should you. I'm going to be honest. If you trust Kellen Moore right now and you listen to this whole presentation, you're a fool. You are a real fool. If you listen to some of it, I can't call you out. But if you listen to this whole presentation and heard the whole case that I made, the obvious case, you are a fool. Yeah. Because Kellen Moore, yeah, you don't trust nobody that's a puppet. You don't. You don't trust nobody that's going to do the bidding of front office. No, you don't. Because guess what? The bidding of front office last year was to under-target Amari Cooper. Guess who ran that play for him? Kellen. Guess who did the hit job? Kellen. Guess who stood up in the press conferences and was like, surely we didn't target him on purpose. After you did. Because you was more concerned about pleasing front office than winning. See, Mike McCarthy, he go against them Joneses because he trying to win. So whenever you trying to win, you gonna have conflict. I'm gonna just tell you that right now. You gonna have conflict. The level of honesty that I try to speak in, I have a lot of conflicts. I do. Not intentional, but I have conflicts. I had some conflicts over Steele versus Lael. Because I was committed to the idea because I felt like it's the best way for us to win last year. Had some fights. I'm cool with that though. I don't mind that. Especially when I know I've done my research. I'll fight you, big dog. I ain't scared of you. You know what I'm saying? I'm in this for the right reason. I'm not in here just to try to grow me. I'm going to grow regardless. I ain't got to fake in front to grow. I don't. I can be authentic and still grow. I ain't got to cater. I ain't got to bow down. I ain't got to fake it. I can be loyal and still grow. I ain't got to be a know-it-all. I can admit when I'm wrong and still grow. I sure can. I sure can. And a lot of us need to learn that. Be very careful. And I'm telling everybody this. Be very careful of heaping praise on Kellen Moore. Because you heaping praise on somebody that's a sellout. Because the person that's next, that he likely trying to phase out, is Zeke.
Yoga fire.
Yeah, I know it's some debates. I do get it. I know it's some debates on who's better between Pollard and Zeke. Fine, I'm cool with that. But if you trying to debate me that Pollard was the best closeout back Monday, you don't know football. You just don't. Why do you think Marion Barber was always the closeout back with Jones? Always. Because the closeout back is made for the physicality at the end where you got to get tough yards. But they put Pollard out there. Yeah. Kellen Moore, y'all better watch him. I ain't giving him no credit. I ain't giving you no credit for getting a whooping and being made to do your job. You ain't getting no credit from boss. Oh, he was in his bag. No, he wasn't in his bag. He was in detention. He was in detention. And Jerry Jones himself had to say last week, I want to see 20% more. And notice we only got up to 30 touches between Zeke and Pollard when the big boss said. See, that's why I don't like Kellen Moore. I can't stand Kellen Moore. I'm going to be honest. So Mike McCarthy the whole time, man, I want Amari to get the ball. You don't do it. I want us to run the ball. You don't do it. Jerry say, I want to see 20% more. That same week, we get them touches up. That tell you who running it. Mike McCarthy ain't running it, man. The only reason we got them touches up, I'm going to call Coach Marv real quick. Coach Marv, I'll see you in the chat. Then I'm going to take these super chats and we'll get out of here.
Please leave your message for...
I tried to call you, Coach. You're slipping. I'm going to try one more time. Y'all give me 1 second. I got the call lines open too. Yeah, Kellen Moore got to go. I can't stand him. I don't trust him for nothing. I let y'all trust him. Oh, yeah, I trust Kellen Moore. Okay. Yeah, sure. Trust a dude who set up Amari, setting up Zeke as we speak, but you trust him to do what's best for the team. Yeah, you're a big dummy. But unless you heard the whole presentation, if you only came in at the end, I'm not calling you dumb. But if you heard this whole presentation and been keeping up with Boss Cowboy Sports, and you still over here front office, apologies, you are a big dummy. Big old dummy. Big old gullible dummy. All right, man, I got the call lines open, man. I'm going to take a few calls. Coach Marv, I tried to hit you. I tried, man. I did. I tried. So I got the call line open. If y'all want to call in, man, I'm going to take a few calls, man. You know. But today was a good day, bro, for Mike McCarthy, man. I'm happy. I'm so happy, man. I do like the fact that in the short run, we should be okay. And we should win some games with Cooper Rush because we are committed to running the ball. We should. We really should. I ain't worried about us winning, man. I ain't worried about us beating the Rams or nobody. Do that green pasture. Hold on real quick. Coach Moore, hold on. Oh, I see what happened. My number changed. Oh, my number changed. Let me give y'all the new number. You got to write it down. I'm sorry. That's like, what? Nobody called yet. I got a new number. Y'all ready? No, it's the same. It's the same, man. I got the same number, man. There it is. Boss Cowboy Sports.
Boss.
What's up, Coach?
Yeah, I wanted to say something, man.
What's that?
Man, great presentation as usual, man. But I want the Cowboy fans to hear this. There's a question that, I don't like the slander that's going against Zeke right now. And I don't know if we are committed to run the ball. McCarthy says being committed. And that's what Kellen Moore is not. And I said this earlier to a friend of mine. And he was telling me about, man, y'all got the formula now to run the ball. But I'm gonna tell you from a coach's point of view. If you know that that's what wins for you, you have to be committed to it, and you have to be committed even if it doesn't work early. And see, that's where I got this problem with Kellen Moore, because we see in the games we were committed to run the ball and we getting 8-9 yards a pop. But what happens when you got to stay in rhythm and you only get 3 yards at the beginning, and then that eventually gets to 7-8 yards, and you don't put all the pressure on the quarterback, and you make yourself one-dimensional because they done got boosted up to say, hey, let's get strong on the run for the first couple of series, and they'll run away from it. And I don't think Kellen Moore got that.
No,
you were so right about that.
No, you don't.
Because he'll sabotage the running game. And now you know how you sabotage the running game? Just like you said. Not getting Zeke carries at the end of the game.
It's crazy.
Going empty set because we got a 2-yard game.
Empty set. 3rd and short.
Yes, and see, you got to be committed to saying that this is what we got to do. This is what San Francisco is. This is what the Rams are. They're committed to their offense because they feel that they get to their offense, they're going to win. They're committed to it, and they're not going to allow you to stop them from their commitment. They're not going to say, well, we're not going to pass the Cowboys. I'm not saying we're not going to pass the ball, but we're not going to make ourselves one-dimensional because you bowled up a little bit. Yeah. And this is what this offensive line can do. You might win on a couple of downs. We may get stopped, but our offensive line is good enough to be able to say, hey, correct themselves and to be committed to the run, because we know if we are committed to the run, it makes our offense easier.
Yeah.
So that's when we were talking about targeting number ones. When you're targeting number of your superstars, you're committed to get them going. You do not run away from them because teams get a little tougher. And we go back again, boss, as we've been talking all the time. In the big games, see, we played the Giants. Yes, that's a big game. That was a division game. But we was committed to run the ball 30 times. But when we played Cincinnati and the bigger teams and the teams that we are underdogs to, or the teams that are the big game, we don't run the ball 30 times. So I'm looking to see, are we committed in this Redskins, in this Commanders game? And I really want to see, boss, the real story when we tell, are we committed against the Rams the following week?
Yeah.
Because in the past, when it gets to the biggest stages,
you will
he
ban
goes
him.
back to what he said he's going to do.
Yep. And that's why I'm saying we got to keep the pressure up on him, man. Like I ain't trying to give him no credit. I ain't trying to give him nothing. I treat him like a thought. I act like I don't even see you. Cause I know if I give you attention, it's gonna get to your head. I don't even see you, Kellen Moore. And I mean that too, man. I mean that, man. Like, and see, I know some people ain't gonna like. They gonna be like, "Oh man, he's our coach. We gotta encourage him." No, man, no. We spar him. Coach. Like the front office ignored Michael Irvin, Kurt Warner, Emmitt Smith, Romo, Dez Bryant, Isaiah. They ignored so many people telling them about Kellen Moore. No, I ain't giving him no praise. I ain't doing it. And then you was made to do that. Like Jerry Jones had to say, I like 26. I want to see 20% more. Nah, I ain't buying. And then you show yourself. 31. You got all the way down there running the ball. 31. And then somebody gonna be like, man, it was drawn up right. They just held Noah Brown. See, that's what happened when you throw the ball. You leave it. And then how did you not see in the floor of the game that we wasn't gonna get calls? You gotta take a game like that on you and what you can control.
Game, boss. In a big game, that could lose us a game.
Yeah.
That's one of the small decisions.
Man. No, I was cool with the call. No, that call was dumb. We was closing out the game. You milked the clock. Your run game is working.
You cost your defense. You cost your defense 10 to 12 more snaps of football, where you can get an injury, you can get hurt, where you could assault this game away, and we just roll on. And they're about the Giants. Listen, we don't understand. The Giants are about to give up. They was to the point of saying, well, let them get this first down, and we'll take it on to next week.
Yeah.
That's what they're about to do.
Yep.
But you gave them life. And even though your defense came through, you gave them life. And I never trusted people who have no identity.
Yep.
You never, because you don't know what you're going to get from them. And it's almost like people that, it's think about it in this way. It's almost like people that don't know what they want to do. And every week they start another project. They always start another project. Next week they start something. They never stay nothing committed to anything. Even though it might be working, they'll just switch in mid-term and say, well, I want to do this. And when you always see them, they're always starting over. They're always trying to get going. And if you look at our offense, it gets going and then it sputters. Then they have to try to get going because we done switched our whole thing. And I always said this about offense. When he said aggressively take what you give them, yes, you take what they give them, but you aggressively take what you want. That's how you impose your will on a football team, and that this offensive line and this team has to impose their will. And all this stuff about Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard, it's crazy that I read so many articles today about that Tony Pollard should start now, and we need to move on from Zeke. And I said Tony Pollard had a great game. He had 105 yards, boss. He had 105 yards, and he got that on 13 carries. But if you take away the 46-yard run, who was the better back? Ezekiel Elliott. So all this stuff about we talked about getting Tony Pollard in the passing game. How many passes he caught this past week?
They ain't do it.
None.
They ain't even do it. Even though it was clear, me and you did the film breakdown that they did try though. In the red zone, I did see them try to leak Pollard out, and it was wide open. It was just we was offsides.
So,
but
you know, we didn't do it. You're right, boss, and I appreciate you keeping because as Cowboy fans, we got to understand this team is a grind, and we have to. And it's not negative. Excuse me. It's not negative that we're getting on the things that we see that probably can hurt us for the history of our coaches.
Yeah.
So we have to be diligent on knowing because what's working well. Because believe it or not, those guys in the locker room know what's worked well. I was watching, boss. I was watching. You know, they have some sounds from the sideline, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, when the offense is out there and Zeke run the ball, you can see the defensive players like, yeah, that's it, because they understand that that's where our team flourishes from. So we have to be diligent on this because. Again, this looks like last year. Poor first game, didn't run the ball. Game 2, game 3, run the ball. But we have to be on top of this because if Dak comes back, the floodgates gonna open again. Or if they're gonna open, you're gonna open the floodgates with Cooper Rush sooner or later for him to have some failure, and then you're gonna destroy his confidence. So, yes, good job, boss, as usual, man, of staying on this. But commitment is the word. Yep. It's not about running the ball. It's being committed to running the football. And if you committed to anything, you always find a way to get back to it.
All right, Coach, man, let me take these super chats. I appreciate you, Coach. That was Coach Moore.
I appreciate you, boss.
All right, there it is, man. I appreciate it. That was Coach Moore, man. You always bringing that funk. All right, so let me take these super chats, man. Y'all, yeah, I told y'all I was gonna get back to these real quick. Hold on. Yeah, it's a split the balance, thunder and lightning. Yeah, I'm cool with splitting. I compromise. I wanted to give Zeke more because of the physicality, but hey, man, listen, I will compromise. I just say if you go split, close it out with Zeke. That's my compromise. I'm cool with that. And then we got us a $10 super chat, and somebody said split the balance, thunder and lightning. Oh no, I'm sorry, I already read that one. It said free Big Mike. Yeah, man, free Big Mike campaign. Matter of fact, man, y'all hit them likes for your boy. Hit them likes, man. As I'm taking these super chats, man. Hit them likes for your boy. I know y'all be forgetting, man. Gotta get y'all memory going. All right, but yeah, man, going back to these super chats. So another one of the super chats, man, catching up to him. Perry said, "Boss, I heard Dan say he ain't seeking. Yeah, he ain't looking around the corner for Mike job. Did Kellen ever say the same?"
Yoga fire.
No. Kellen Moore never said he not looking around the corner. He would take that job faster than lightning. That's why I don't like it. Trojan horse. Y'all can fall for it. I ain't falling for that old Trojan horse dude over there like he's a gift to Mike and he's a curse. Man, get out of here, bro. You over here doing the bid in the front office and then I'm supposed to be like, you in your bag. You ain't in your bag. You more a sellout. Hey, we want to give Amari Cooper less targets. Yes, sir, boss. Man, I ain't give that dude no credit. Even if he deserve it. I can't deal with no dude like that. Sorry. I'll let y'all do it. I ain't doing it. I'll let y'all. Oh, y'all. Kellen Moore, man. Please. I've seen enough, bro. I'm sorry. Sometimes you just know too much. When you know too much, I can't do like some of y'all do. Because I know too much. I mean, I done did all this, bro. Come on, bro. Like, bro, come on, bro. Show after show after. I know too much, bro. I've been keeping up with this too close, bro. I've been keeping up with this, I guarantee, better than anybody in the world. I guarantee that. I've been keeping up with this, bro. So I just know too much, bro. When you know that this dude is a real Trojan horse, bro, I ain't finna support that. What I look like? Yeah, let's close out the game with Pollard. Like, anybody with basic common sense supposed to be like, what? Now I could see us debating splitting them carries or whatever, or who should get more. Okay, I'm cool with that debate, but closing out Pollard, tough yards, 8 in the box, Pollard. Yeah, man. Nah, I ain't supporting them. Sorry, y'all can't. You know, I ain't supporting them. Hey, what you mean? You don't support them? Nah, I support Mike McCarthy. You late, Steve. Steve coming to my speculation. You late. I made a whole case. You must be coming from somebody else's channel. Because I made the whole case explaining that, broke it all the way down, showed all the evidence of it. Yeah, you late. You just got to listen to the show, bro. Then you'll catch up. Yeah. No, ain't no speculation on that. It's real obvious. Like, how somebody go tell you we didn't try to get Amari the ball, but you scripted him on the first series to get the ball? Nah, that ain't no speculation. That's a lie. Because we know what a script is. And then Stephen Jones come out, and all of a sudden you get smart on how to get a number one the ball. So when he was asked about Amari, yeah, at the combine, what'd he say? It's our system. That's why Amari didn't get the ball. It's our system. It's our system. That's exactly what he said. That's exactly what he said. But then when it come down to CeeDee Lamb, one of your guys that you drafted, when it's time, oh, let's feed him the ball early. Let's get him going. So now you know what to do with a number one. That ain't no speculation. Nah, it's just common sense. So if you saying with this number one, there's nothing we could do. Our system phased him out. With this number one, oh, we know how to feed him. You lying. Cause only one of those can be the truth. It ain't no speculation. It's just we gotta be able to put 2 and 2 together. See, like they like to tell you 1 + 1 is 3. No, 1 + 1 is 2. You not gonna sell me that 1 + 1 is 3. It's 2. But that's if you know how to do basic math. So if it's not this story, it's this story. It can't be both. So then you gotta ask why you lie. Why you lie for one of those number ones? Yeah, I know why you lie. Because you want to get rid of one, you want to be right on the other one. It ain't no speculation at all. I'm telling the truth. I'm telling the truth. And it ain't no speculation that Mike McCarthy had his hands tied. It ain't no speculation that Mike McCarthy was clearly calling out Kellen Moore. And it ain't no speculation that Mike McCarthy was overrode for Kellen Moore until he was proven to be wrong. No speculation. Because Mike McCarthy came out and was clear what he wanted for the offense in this offseason. He was clear. And they came out talking about something totally different. We have no stars on this offense. And, you know, we're not going to force it to CeeDee Lamb. Totally different. Nah, man. I ain't hearing that. I ain't hearing that. And then Mike McCarthy said himself, I got to basically go at Kellen and do another lap with him on the call sheet. And then finally you come out running the ball. Finally. And then when we get off the script, you go back to dumb passing. All right, nah. That dude is a Trojan horse. Then all of a sudden, Amari go to the Browns and he turning up. Number one, numbers. He got number one numbers with a backup quarterback. Now all of a sudden he getting his targets. Man. All right. That's why I say we got to be diligent, man. We can't let them off the hook, man. We cannot let them off the hook. I ain't finna let them off the hook. I'm not. Nah. The only reason we 2-1 is because Mike McCarthy put his nuts on the line and called out Kellen Moore. And Jerry Jones himself, likely, I'm telling you, finally listened to the playmaker and Emmitt Smith and them. That's why he said last week, I want to see about 20% more. Because he over here like, Kellen Moore, I don't see why you abandon the run game versus Tampa. I've been rocking with you. I've been covering for you. But nah. So when your boss have to step, then all of a sudden, when the big boss step in, all of a sudden, Kellen Moore know how to be balanced in his play calling. All of a sudden, he know how to get you about 30 touches with Pollard and Zeke. Oh, he just figured it out. Yeah, that's because the right boss, the right one, got in his behind.
Yoga fire.
I'm not finna ignore this stuff, man, because I like this team. I'm not gonna put my head in the sand. I ain't gonna do none of that. I'm gonna keep it real on what I see. And when I see it and I show it, if you choose to ignore it, that's on you. But it's clear. It's real clear that Mike McCarthy was fighting for his power. He sure was. He was fighting for his power. And the moment Kellen Moore dumb system fell on his face, Mike McCarthy came out and stumped a mud hole in that boy, just like he's supposed to get his power back, to win. It wasn't even personal. It was like, hey, bro, if you want to win, run the ball. That's simple. All right. So, yeah, back to these super chats. So he say, yeah, just showing love to you, Boss Cowboy Nation. This is my first super chat. Man, your first super chat, big dog? Appreciate that. He's just showing love to you, Boss Cowboy Nation. This is my first super chat. I want to thank you for not buying the Kellen Moore hype. He know better. Yeah, man. I appreciate that, dog. Especially, man, it's your first time chunking dollars at the community, man. I appreciate that, man. I really do. It's greatly appreciated. And it's going towards a good cause. We gonna make some major upgrades. We building for it, and y'all helping us do it. So one said, what a good day. Just got out of school. Now watching Boston finna eat some carne. DC4L. Yeah, man, I appreciate it, man. Hopefully you enjoyed it. By now I know you done. Because you gave that super chat in the beginning. But yeah, man, obviously, man, I always say when it comes down to this Dallas Cowboys stuff, sometimes we agree, sometimes we disagree. It's okay. But one of the main things when you come to this channel that you go always get from me is you go always get somebody that's trying to be loyal to this team. I'm doing the best I can. And I always say this, it's sometimes gonna make you uncomfortable because it don't seem like I'm being loyal. But sometimes you gotta ask your question. Ask yourself, are you questioning my loyalty or are you being devoted? Because a devoted person go follow regardless. They go just follow blindly. A loyal person will stop and say, hey man, I ain't following you because you're going in the wrong direction. All right? I gotta stop you from going in the wrong direction. I ain't following you. All right? And I'm loyal. So I will challenge and speak up when I think we going in the wrong direction. I already start speaking up on even Dan Quinn. It's some things even that I'm seeing in the defense that ain't nobody gonna be able to explain to me. Ain't nobody gonna be able to explain to me why we putting Neville Gallimore at the wide 9. You gonna try to make it sound cute, but it ain't no logic in that. I ain't hearing it. You can't tell me Neville Gallimore, who been playing inside his whole life, made sense to be on a wide 9. And yes, I did say sometimes Dan Quinn is being too cute. Somebody say, but we lead the league in sacks. We would get more sacks. We would have more sacks if we didn't get cute on occasions, especially passing downs, and have people out of position. Stuff they've been working on their whole life. Yeah, I'm still on Tyreek. Yeah, especially today. This a marathon show for me. Yeah, man, I done put in all this work. Man, I put in about 7-8 months on this exact topic. I'm super happy to finally see Mike McCarthy starting to win, because that's saving our season. That's real talk too. I ain't even making that up. I ain't making it up. I'm speaking factual on that. Yeah, I'm still talking about. That's why I say this is a big day. This is a very big day. We should be celebrating right now. We should be celebrating, and I'm dead serious. Like, look, on June 11th, I said this, and I pinned this to my Twitter. This is the first thing I advertise when you come to my Twitter. I said, no lie, this is the most important show that I've ever done about the Dallas Cowboys. No cap. If we fix this, we can win a Super Bowl. Mike McCarthy versus Kellen Moore, offensive philosophy matchup versus systems. Yes, bro, I'm still here. I'm still here. Yeah, because this is a big day, dog. Yeah, to see Mike McCarthy winning on this topic. Yeah, it was that system. That's the reason we got knocked off by San Fran. Yeah, I'm still here. Yeah, because today was a big day. Mike McCarthy coming out saying, he literally said, I don't see us changing. In other words, this is what he was saying with that. We going from no identity to an identity of running the ball. Now, if that's gonna remain, we go see. But I can celebrate at least for a second, that we got a better chance, because the best idea is winning right now. That dumb idea, that system idea that's figured out, yeah, that's what got us whooped game 1. But game 2, game 3, yeah, we committed to running the ball. And guess what? Cowboy Nation is back. All our numbers back up. Because shit, I ain't gonna lie, y'all left. I saw it. Don't act like you ain't leave. A lot of y'all left after Tampa. Left. Y'all was done. Yeah, I saw everybody numbers go down. I saw everybody numbers take a hit. Yeah, because Cowboy Nation checked out. But now y'all back. But if you want to stay here, you better join the lobby. You better join the Free Big Mike campaign. Share the content. Share it. Keep the pressure out there. Yeah, keep the pressure out there. Yeah, and that's the only reason I did a marathon show. It's because today is epic. Today summed up potentially months and months of Boss Cowboy work. I'm talking about a lot of work of trying to call this out and sound the alarm. I'm talking about work. Ain't getting no help from the media. Only pretty much got help from Jay Tuck and Scott. I heard Scott talk about it some. But man, ain't nobody talking about this. And talking about all this work to try to bring attention to this. Yeah, I'm still here. Yeah, today is big, bro. We got to know how big today is. Because now we got a chance. And that's all we want. We want a real chance to win. And we've been made to lay down in green pasture. And I'm happy for it. I'm happy for it. That we've been made to lay down in green pasture. Straight up. Mike McCarthy took that boy, Kellen Moore, and said, sit your butt down in green pasture. Run the ball. Yeah, run the ball. Yeah. That's why we doing what we doing. But anyway, man, this is Boss Cowboy Sports, man. Y'all know what it is. Y'all stay up. I'm finna get up out of here, man. And stay loyal. Share the content. Peace.
Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matters. Boss Cowboy Sports.